Most people believe making more money is the key to getting rich. It's not. Income is loud. Wealth is quiet. Income buys lifestyle. Ownership buys freedom. Welcome back to Rich Habits Mindset, where we don't just talk about money, we talk about leverage. Today we're breaking down 10 money moves that instantly put you ahead of 99% of people. Not because they're complicated, but because they require a shift in identity. Here's what most people don't realize. The wealthy don't play harder, they position better. And once you understand positioning, money behaves differently depending on where you stand. Let's get into it. We were taught to optimize income. Go to school, get credentials, climb the ladder, earn more every year. And to be fair, that works, up to a point. But modern wealth isn't built on income, it's built on assets. The industrial era rewarded labor. The information era rewards leverage. The capital era rewards ownership. Today, someone with $120,000 salary and no assets is financially fragile. Someone with $70,000 income and equity and scalable assets is building optionality. The goal early on isn't comfort, it's position. Position in markets, position near capital, position near opportunity. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The middle class optimized consumption. The wealthy optimized control. So today, we're not talking about budgeting tips. We're talking about structural advantages. 10 moves. Each one shifts you from participant to owner. So let's talk about the 10 moves that shift your identity and your financial trajectory. 1. Optimize for net worth, not income. Most people track salary. The wealthy track net worth. Income is a stream. Net worth is a reservoir. Here's what most people don't realize. You can earn 6 figures and have zero leverage. Your job pays you. Assets pay you back. Reframe your mindset. Every decision becomes, does this increase my net worth? Not, does this increase my lifestyle? That subtle shift alone separates you from the majority. 2. Build skill leverage, not just career stability. The average professional builds a resume. The strategic professional builds leverage. Skill leverage means skills that scale, skills tied to revenue, skills that create asymmetric upside. Think sales, think coding, think deal-making, think capital allocation. If your income depends strictly on hours worked, you're capped. If your skills can plug into equity, commissions, or upside, you're uncapped. The goal early on isn't security, it's leverage. 3. Get close to capital. Most people ignore this. Proximity to capital changes your life. Work in industries where money moves. Private equity, startups, venture capital, real estate development, high-growth tech. You don't have to own the fund, but if you're in the room, you see how decisions are made. You see how deals are structured. You see how risk is priced. Money behaves differently depending on where you stand. Stand near it. Most people choose convenience. The top 1% choose proximity. 4. Avoid lifestyle inflation like it's a tax. Every raise is a fork in the road. Upgrade your car or upgrade your assets. Lifestyle inflation feels harmless, but it compounds in reverse. A $1,000 monthly upgrade invested at 8% over 20 years, that's nearly $500,000. The wealthy delay visible success. They buy freedom first, comfort second. This isn't about deprivation, it's about sequencing. Position first, lifestyle later. 5. Own equity, even small amounts. You don't need to found a company, you need exposure. Public equities, private shares, real estate, digital assets, revenue-sharing businesses. Ownership is how you escape the wage trap. Even 5 to 10% of your income consistently invested into productive assets changes your trajectory. Here's what most people don't realize. A small equity stake in something scalable can outperform years of salary growth. Asymmetric upside beats linear effort. 6. Allocate capital like an investor, not a consumer. Most people spend first, save what's left. Investors allocate first, spend what remains. That mental model changes everything. You become the CEO of your personal balance sheet. You ask, what returns does this generate? Is this asset productive? Is this liability draining optionality? When you think like an allocator, money becomes strategic, not emotional. 7. Take asymmetric risks early. Asymmetric risk means limited downside, massive upside. Examples: joining a startup early in your career, launching a digital product, acquiring a small online business, learning high-income skills that compound. When you're young or financially lean, your downside is low, your upside is enormous. But most people play defense too early. They optimize for stability before they've built assets. This is where the game changes. Calculated risk in your 20s and 30s is often safer than complacency.
8. Invest in access, not appearances. Networking isn't about collecting business cards. It's about entering rooms where decisions are made. Pay for masterminds, attend industry events, join niche communities, build relationships with operators and allocators. The right room can compress a decade into a year. Here's the quiet truth. Opportunities don't float randomly through society. They circulate within networks. Ownership flows through relationships. 9. Design income streams that detach from time. Salary is time-bound. Equity is time-free. You need at least one income stream that scales without linear effort, doesn't cap by hours worked, and can compound without you. Digital products, royalties, investments, automated businesses, dividend portfolios. This isn't about passive income fantasies. It's about optionality. If your entire life depends on showing up daily, you have no leverage. Build something that earns while you think. 10. Think in decades, not years. The average person thinks in annual goals. The wealthy think in cycles. Where will this asset be in 10 years? Where will this skill position me in 15 years? Compounding rewards patience, but only if you stay in the game. Most fortunes aren't built by genius, they're built by endurance. Staying invested, staying disciplined, staying rational. That alone puts you ahead of 99%. So, where does this leave you? Right now, you have two paths. Path 1, chase higher income, upgrade lifestyle, repeat. Path 2, increase income strategically, convert it into ownership, delay gratification, build leverage. One path feels good today, the other feels powerful tomorrow. Money behaves differently depending on where you stand. If you stand as a consumer, it leaves you. If you stand as an owner, it multiplies. You don't need millions to start. You need clarity and discipline. The takeaway: wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how much you control. Control over assets, control over time, control over decisions. Ownership is the ultimate hedge against uncertainty. Because when you own productive assets, you're not just earning, you're participating in growth. And that's the shift, from worker to allocator to owner. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to build a system that quietly compounds in your favor. Position over comfort, equity over ego, decades over days. If you value leverage over noise, subscribe to Rich Habits Mindset. We post weekly on building real wealth. We'll see you back here next time. Until then, take care.